very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests.
Good evening.
What makes life worth living? Anybody?
The challenges.
Great. Anybody from this side?
Good food.
Okay. Yes, sir? Sorry? Joy. Fine. Great. Most of the people today, they are getting overwhelmed, stressed, nervousness, anxiety. And they are losing faith and their appeal towards life. And this happens when they lose interest, their passion, their meaning about living. People, they get so worried over silly things. That is where positive psychology comes in. It's basically the science of happiness. We keep telling ourselves, I love my life, I'm amazing, I love my job, you are cool. But the brain knows it isn't the truth. That is where positive psychology comes in, with the study of happiness. And the founder of this movement is a person called Dr. Martin Seligman. He has told there are 3 basic aims for the field of science, and that is, it's concerned with the strength and the weakness of a person. It's not only interested in building the best things, but also repairing the worst. And also, it's concerned with the making of the lives of normal people fulfilling, healing pathology, and also with the genius to make them come up in life. The science of happiness has been put in an acronym called PERMA, P-E-R-M-A. First, the well-being is made up of 5 pillars, which is the PERMA, and these well-being consists of positive emotion. That is basically the integral part of our well-being. 2, engagement. When we absorb ourselves into something what we like, we are in a state of flow, which is a branch word from positive psychology, the term flow. 3, relationships. We all want relationships. We want social connection. That is the 3rd most important pillar. The 4th, the meaning. What is your meaning of life? Why are you here? To learn public speaking. There is a purpose behind your goal of coming in here. So the meaning is as well as important as the 4th pillar. The 5th pillar, accomplishments. We all want to achieve happiness. We want to achieve good well-being. So when we look back into our lives, we want to have a sense of accomplishments. So these are the 5 pillars of well-being by Dr. Martin Seligman. Moving on. Dr. Martin Seligman says there are 3 different happy lives. After a lot of research done, he differentiates happy lives into 3 segments. 1, the pleasant life. This is about pleasure. Now, when a person absorbs a complete positive emotions into something which is of interest and pleasure, enjoyment, you are in the pleasant life. For example, the film stars. I would name Leonardo DiCaprio and Drew Barrymore because they are my favorite. 2, the good life, engagement, absorption. You engage yourself in certain activities where you are completely involved in it. For example, M. Mahadevan of the Hot Breads, and also from the Toastmasters I would give Sir Godfrey Jones, there's Sir Joseph Das, Cheryl Thomas. They're all part of the good life, according to me. The meaningful life. This is one with purpose. You are over here for a purpose. So when you are in this life, then this is the most important life. You are not bothered about your well-being. You are bothered about others. So you use your best high strengths to help that person come up in life. For example, Mother Teresa, and over here I would say Sir Robinson D'Souza, the founder of this club, Bangalore Toastmaster Club, as an example. Positive psychology is a field that examines how ordinary people like you, me, how we can be happier, more healthier, prosperous, and how we can have a beautiful, a wonderful life. Now, the biggest question would be how we can apply this into our lives. Friends, the interesting part of this positive psychology movement is that we can use the positive psychology exercises we incorporate in our lives. For example, the gratitude visit. Would all of you please close your eyes for a moment and just visualize the person who has transformed you into a better human being, who has driven you in a positive direction. Yes? You can open your eyes. Yeah, just try to write a testimonial or write a few, just call the person up and say thank you. That is totally satisfying and contented. The second, 3 acts of kindness. Just jot down in a journal the 3 acts what you did every day. It is difficult, friends, in your busy schedule, who's engineer, doctors, journalists. But if we can inculcate these few tips, we can have a beautiful, wonderful life. 3, savoring skills. The researchers have found out positive psychology has got a skill called savoring skills, which is basically to do what you like, whether it's dancing, singing, walking, going out with your doggy, anything for that matter. Just do that for 3 minutes in a day, even in your busy schedule. It's called savoring skills. There's a huge difference between positive thoughts and positive psychology. Positive thoughts is just stay positive when there is a crucial moment or an inappropriate moment. Like the people told me, try to be positive when I was going through a divorce. No, I couldn't. It was difficult. The same way positive psychology gave me a true meaning of life. That is, gave me an exact negative realistic meaning to generate a positive outcome. So to quote Martin Seligman, use your signature strength and your virtues to do something larger than you are. Over to you, Toastmaster. And before that, I would like you to ask a few questions so that we could have a knowledge that you have understood what I've spoken now about positive psychology. Yes.
How to remain positive 24/7/365?
Yes. Now, the positive thought would say to remain positive at all times. But positive psychology just tells you one moment. By following these skills, what I just mentioned, you're undergoing a stress at the workplace. The boss is firing you, your colleagues are not doing. At that moment, just have patience and calm and try to do what you basically like, your passion for something. As I told you about savoring skills. So when you utilize your mind into something which is potential, you're trying to help another person, you're not overreacting in that situation, and you feel at ease. That would be the best way to get that psychology, signs of happiness within you.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes.
Payal, I would like to ask you,
Yes.
talking about the signs of happiness, the fourth one you said is about the meaning of life.
Yes.
In a materialistic world where wealth, designation and your fame counts much more than what people think that way, how do you bring exact meaning to your life or add meaning to your life?
Yeah, that is where the 3 happiness of lives which I mentioned, the good life, the peasant life, the good life and the meaningful life. When you are in a good life, you're totally involved in what you're doing. Time is flying at that moment. So when you give importance to wealth and designation, there is no harm in you using that, because today's world everybody is particular about such things, including me, including you. But when you put effort into that, you're also trying to help another person to become more wealthier, more successful, more prosperous. So indirectly it is going to give a meaning to you in your life.
You mean deciding to prioritize?
Yeah, exactly. And when you focus on there is a purpose in what you're doing. What you're doing, you want to get a designation, you want to get immense wealth. But in that, when you're doing, you're going to have a proper good life and meaningful life together. So it would be easier. Thank you. Anybody? Yes, please.
The meaningful life. Let's say there's something you enjoy doing.
Yes.
But how would you keep doing that in the face of the fact that in the grand scheme of things it's insignificant?
No, for example, you come over here to the Bangalore Toastmaster Club. The gentleman who has opened the Toastmaster Federation is Dr. Rasi Smedley. The gentleman there in the board there, you could see it later. Now, he has organized, or rather had this meeting. Why? Because he didn't want this to stop. He wanted the people to improve their communication skills, the public speaking skills. You are over here to improve, to be better. So in there, this gentleman has given a meaning for all of us to be in here. So meaningful life is not just about you or about him or anybody here, it's about others. So when you help others, you feel satisfied and contented in your long run. Yes.
A frog there in the boiling water, slowly boiling.
Sorry?
A frog is there in the slowly boiling water.
Okay.
How can it be even
How can it be?
even positively there and survive?
A frog in a well,
Frog in a slowly boiling water.
throwing boiling water. Okay.
Slowly boiling water.
Slowly
I
boiling.
can't hear you correctly, I'm sorry.
Slowly boiling water.
If a frog is in there, how
Right.
can it remain
Yeah.
positive?
Right.
Okay, for example, you are in a midst of crisis. Okay, you are getting drowned, as the game says. You have to be positive in the outlook. If you are negative, for example, if you are negative that you want to drown, somebody is going to come and save my life. Nobody is going to. So you have to keep your schemes, your walls of your thinking positive, and then you're going to survive. Nobody is going to pull you down until you think in your mind that you're going to be pulled down. You have to have faith in yourself, the confidence in yourself that you're going to come out of it. Then you are there, winning and
Is
successful.
it the
Yes?
confidence to come out of it, or is it the is it what you call it as positivity to say that okay, things will be
It's
cool
the
out?
faith in yourself and the
Cool out.
confidence
Right.
which can come out, which is indirectly positive.